Hey viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today, this video, I was going to do just a little property walk. I got done mowing everything, and so while it's nice and short, and at least what I think is pretty, I figured I'd do a property walk and talk about kind of what I learned over the past few days trying to cut the grass. And I actually got to mow all of this by hand. I say by hand, push mow, versus a tractor, because part of my tractor broke. That's a video for another time. But I got to push mow everything, and in the process I got to beat back the wilderness, so you can kind of see where I've kind of cut a line and I've reclaimed a lot of the yard, like on the perimeter here, just to try to beat back the frontier as much as I could. And really, that's all creek edge. So before this brush line stopped, I mean, right about, here or so. And so really being able to cut all this back in, get a little more space, but we also get to around the creek, right? So you can kind of see how the creek winds through, right? So the goal being, right, to be able to get right to the creek edge, from the backyard, at least at some form, without too much brush. See, I got most of it. Drop off was a little steep here for my mower to try to really get it, but so we've been doing a lot of land clearing and a lot of mowing. You can see there we had a burn pile, and that's ready for the next burn pile. Just a lot of dead branches, a lot of dead wood from all the forestry mulching. There's a lot of debris, more than I anticipated. So let that be a lesson. If you do forestry mulching, that stuff is going to be everywhere. Stuff like this, right? Littering the ground. Oh, that was a critter of some type. I didn't see it. Maybe you saw it in the video. Let me know in the comments what the heck that was. Maybe a lizard. And we're cutting trees down, right? Not all of them, hopefully, but a good chunk, to try to thin out some of this space. We want a little more open space immediately from the back of the house, but and then for sure thin out the trees as we go kind of back where the clearing is. So kind of take you back here. I haven't really done a property walk yet, at least in the back that's actually cleared, so you guys can at least see what I'm working with. I mean, I got a billion future plans. There's the shop, drive, and a house for reference, right? So we're kind of going into the back, and so we've been cutting trees down and chopping them up, saving what I can for firewood, just cause. Why not waste it? No need to waste it. So all this got hand mowed, and it had a lot of wood chips, and my wife and kids have been actually raking them and cleaning them up. Literally sweeping the forest floor for the big areas. And it does look nice. It's a big desk for sure. But mainly getting the big chunks. And of course the stuff will decay over time. But you can see all along this edge here, I was able to mow out and kind of beat back. And again, that just kind of follows the creek line. So all this was pretty heavy forest that we had cleared out by the forestry mulcher, which I highly recommend. It is a good piece of machinery, and they do quick work. Then you can see here was more light forest, almost transitioning into pasture when we got it. Just a few like cedars and whatnot, so that all cleared up and turned out pretty nice. You see this space opens up quite nicely, so a lot of usable ground here for whatever. I know certainly at least some section of the ground has to be suitable for soccer. That is non-negotiable in this family, for my wife and daughters. But beyond that, we're gonna do a lot of stuff, all your typical homestead stuff, right? Chickens, gardens, all the things. I don't know the timeline, but we'll get to it. But for now, I just want to kind of show you the kind of what I'm working with. I welcome your ideas. I mean, eventually, I'd love to put a barn, another pole barn but purely to house like, you know, tractor and that kind of equipment, right? More farming type equipment. A solar shack eventually, right? To manage solar, maybe solar panels on the roof, maybe a ground array somewhere out here, right? Who knows? Like to put a shooting range back here eventually. Where, I don't know. Certainly, I mean, I could build up a berm like just right here, you know, at that tree line, and I would, in kind of a U shape. It's kind of already kind of lending itself to that. That would that could work. I would be limited on my range because I know, at least for sighting and rifles, you know, I'd be able to do 100 yards pretty easy, I think. But anything beyond that, long distance shooting or anything, I would be limited. So, and I'm not sure how far it is. I'll let you guys take a look. You tell me, right? I mean, from back here, you can see how far to the shop and then to the house beyond. I have no idea how far. I don't have my rangefinder with me, but it could probably work. Certainly for most of the shooting you'd want to do. And definitely setting up some trap out here would be a fun thing too. All right, and then it just kind of, a little bit of clearing extends back there just a little bit, right? But that's about it. Just hooks around those trees and stops. So a blank canvas to be sure. So that's about all I had. I just figured this video is as much for me just to document the look, all the grass is cutting pretty before it all grows again and turns into a mess. So but I just wanted to kind of show you what the property looks like now. If nothing else, just as I start adding stuff, this might be a good reference point for what the blank slate looked like, right? So it's good to document these things. So not a whole lot of info other than just showing you the place and showing you what I got. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.